So here's the bottom of the board. Very jewelry inspired. This is cool. So this is by Refined Artistic Engineering, and this is the Adamas. This is a neat little board. I think we'll appreciate. It's simple in its form, but has a lot of character. It is gonna be extremely expensive. It's $500. We'll see if it kind of stacks up to that. Hopefully it does. My expectations for that price point these days, everything needs to be a 9+ at that point there when it comes to like build experience, sound profile. I know it's subjective, but I mean for me and anyone purchasing. And then also just, it has to have some character and personality, and it has to be unique enough. So we're gonna take a look at this board today. They did sponsor the stream today. That's not gonna affect anything. There's some extra stuff in here in the box we're not gonna take a look at. One of these has been used because this is not mine to keep. This is reviewer stuff. This one. Now I do think this would be outstanding with a plastic plate, and I did see there's gonna be some options for the plastic plate. So hopefully we end up getting one. But I think right now we only have alu. This is also gonna have a pretty unique, well, sort of unique. It's just I mean, at its core, what the mounting style is, it's just a cushioned top mount. This is definitely a heavy board. So here's the bottom of the board. So this is very jewelry inspired. This is cool. I think this whole piece is really neat. It sits flush with the case, but it has this kind of illusion where it kind of pops out. It's really nice. And I can see why this is jewelry inspired. You get all this different facets, which they're not even sharp either. They almost have like a bit of a curve to them, so it doesn't feel bad to touch even. Real nice copper, which we love. Very simplistic bottom piece over here, just with the word Adamas, which I'm not mad at all. You do have some level of some curves over here, and then that'll translate to the side. But nice color to go with the copper for sure. Side profile is real fun on this one here. Really fun. The side profile has this really beautiful arch. And originally, before I even saw the bottom of this board, when I got reached out to take a look, I thought, wow, that's pretty. Like this is a very simple but well done curve. I even like the way they implemented the seam in the curve too, where it kind of follows along. I mean, they could have just easily, done it up top or something a bit more lazy, but this is really fun. I really like that. The back is no frills other than you got this little diamond badge, because again, this is very jewelry or diamond, inspired. I prefer the badge there instead of the name of the board in 3 different spots. Thank you. So nice. And then the top with another piece of copper on the internal, very thin side bezels. It's classy looking. This is going to be hidden screw. I think the overall aesthetic of this board, they did nice. Yeah, about 19.7. Yeah, so the 19.5 rings true. Okay. So that's cool. 19-ish, under 20, which is good to see. That's not including feet though, so keep that in mind. And then we have the PCB. So I believe this is just a Z PCB that's been modified, which is totally fine. So this PCB is, we've used the Z. The Z's good. We like the Z PCB. It's a Z65. Can't really go wrong with the McLovin PCB. They've been good. I like the color of the PCB too. In terms of compatibility, we have literally everything on the PCB, so this is great. Lots and lots on the PCB here. And then we have our plate, which offers a lot of compatible config as well. Got a little bit of some relief cuts here where the top mount would go. Not that this is going to make it flexy, but it should help with some of the impact of sound. Mounting points are far away from the space bars. Fantastic. Nice. Okay, so far so good. I chose some cherry switches. I thought that would sound good with our top mount today. 205 Desky films and 53 gram springs. I was gonna do GS2 today, but I know that GS2 makes it sound a smidge deeper, and I didn't want to go too crazy on these. Alrighty. So let's unscrew this guy. Oh no, these are Torx. Very nice. We like Torx. All right, we got the copper internal, which is, I believe, a separate piece from the external piece. Oh, this was such a cute little nod, by the way. I believe, let me pull this up just to see who's who. I believe William told me there's a cute little Easter egg in this keyboard. So 2 flowers underneath the blocker were meant to symbolize the 2 countries that my partner and I were from. Hibiscus being Malaysian national flower and the lotus being the flower of Vietnam. Very, very cute little detail. I appreciate that. But the internals look pretty straightforward here. No frills. This is how that little diamond piece is kind of put inside here. Again, another little piece of copper. I appreciate all the pieces of copper here, considering the price point. I do want to just take out this weight just to see what it looks like underneath. So how does this all fit together? Let's see. This is interesting. So this is one piece. So, sorry, this screws into that chunk of copper here. This is cool. And then this is actually a really thick piece. That is a weighty piece there. So let's put this back. Cool. All right, so that's the inside of this. So it's not just a small little chunk of copper. I also really appreciate the fact that this is like a pass-through weight. I'm a bigger fan of pass-through weights. For example, if this board here was just a weight on the back and it was like a big solid, big chunky weight, but all aluminum on the inside, I'm usually not a big fan of that. The pass-through weight sounds better to me. Yeah, it usually sounds better to me as well. The acoustics typically feel a bit more substantial. So I'm bigger into that. So far, everything seems good for this board with the exception of maybe the hot swap PCB. Like I said, for this price point, I am trying to be as critical as possible. I really like this color combo. The copper mixed with the brown anno looks good. All right, so now let's find where the screws for the top mount is. There's a gasket missing on the bottom. Hey, you know what? I saw it, okay? I saw that, Elvin. Seriously, how did I miss that? All right, very cool. We're done this. And then last thing, we screw in these guys. All right, very, very cool. Dude, this is a good combo. I really like this too. This is real pretty. What do you guys think? I love this side profile. So let's talk about the keyboard again before we start typing on it. The keyboard's 500 bucks. It's expensive. And I want to preface this whole conversation with two things, okay? Number one is this is clearly not going to be value. There's no value to be had in this board. Value is a particular thing that I feel like people talk about, and I think the majority, and value means different things to different people, first to understand. Second, value, what I find to the majority means, is this going to be better than spending $200 on a Neo keyboard? And that's even subjective on its own. So is your extra $300 going to, be $300 better? Probably not. There's a lot of diminishing returns in keyboards. All right. It hits real quick lately. With that being said, number two is you're allowed to buy things that you like at whatever price point they are. It doesn't mean they have to be a good value. I wish more people were understanding and open-minded of that. So for example, if this particular design studio has put a lot of work into this and they said, you know what, we value our thing at $500, they're allowed to do that. And you're also allowed to either buy that or not buy it. We also are allowed to criticize that. Like, do I think this is worth $500? That's always been my standpoint since the dawn of when I started streaming keyboards. That's always been my thing with, is this worth your money? Now, I think this is really nice, this board. I adore this side profile. I like the way the light kind of hits it. I like how curved this is. Nothing new, but it's well done here, and it does remind me a little bit of the Sonnet side profile. This is just a little bit more exaggerated. Again, the back here just has that little diamond logo, which I think looks nice. I think this looks fine for what it is. And then you have this really cool bottom piece, which I think is really, really, really fun. I think this board, overall, it looks good. Like, it's a classic looking board, thin side bezels, a little bit of a chunkier top and bottom, which I personally die for. This is great. I would love to see the team at RAE see if they can slightly lower the front height, although it's a good front height at about, we measured 19.7 minus the feet. So it's okay. This is still going to be comfortable for me, I can already tell. Again, under 20 mil is usually a sweet spot. My personal preference as of late has been about 17 to 18 millimeters. Only true piece of criticism I can even give this board is I think the hot swap PCB needs a smidge of work. Obviously, we don't have that here too. So you know what though? I will say NoCom, I agree with that. I do think if they were just to extend this out a little bit and add a cherry lip, this could look really fucking slick. And I think that could even add to like, the faceting on the gem over here, the back weight. Again, really love this. This is sweet. But yes, a little bit of an extended out front nose over here, and then just chopping it down to cherry lip this, I think this would look really, really nice. It really comes down to, is the look of this keyboard selling you? Because the mounting style of this keyboard is, I wouldn't say anything completely new. They do put some gaskets underneath to help with some of the absorption of sound. This is technically still a top mount. I do like the plate for this though. The plate with the little small relief clutch is really nice. But let's see how this sounds, and then we can talk about it some more too. So aluminum plate, MX2As, and GMK keycaps. I like the sound profile on this. It feels like a top mount, so you're getting nothing spectacular there. They nailed the sound. In my opinion, I would use this all the time. I think this sounds great. It's a very loud board overall. I also think this is top mount aluminum. So let me also tell you guys this. Top mount aluminum, I typically don't like. It's very rare that I find a top mount aluminum board that I actually like. If this was a plastic plate, this would be 100%, I can already tell you, this would be a sound profile that I fall in love with, even more so than right now. But this sounds really good for what it is. One other thing I want to say too. I do agree with the whole, if this had a cherry lip, this would go with the theme more. Someone mentioned that in chat, and I do agree with that. I would actually like to see, potentially, I don't know if this will end up being a thing though, I think a cherry lip would have been really smart in terms of even theming for the keyboard too. At 500 bucks, is this a purchase you want to make? You have to like it. If you don't, there's tons of other alternatives. Because I think this is going to be a purchase just based off the theming and the copper weight being kind of like a diamond as is. Now, some things I would like to see. I believe I saw on the website there was a few different plates being offered. My honest opinion, at this price point, again, I'm not going to pretend like I know how much this costed to make. I don't know how much this particular faceting on the copper badge weight thing over here would cost. I don't know. But at this price point here, I would even like to see more than one plate included inside the case, like inside the package. I think including a number of different plates would make this a better deal. Hell, even including something like 2 PCBs would make a lot of sense. Because again, this is expensive. So I think giving people lots of options with the product you're buying makes more sense for the price. I do think that there's going to be a lot of people who want a traditional looking keyboard with a few really unique pieces. And I think those unique pieces on this board are going to be the weight as well as the side profile. I think people who really like that will really appreciate this. But I think, again, this is kind of reaching into the realm of not so much a niche purchase, but it's definitely going to be for a select people who want this particular theme. I do think this sounds and feels really good. For me to like an aluminum top mount, again, typically I stray away from those. It takes a lot of like perfection. And I think this sounds really good for alu top mount. Comfort wise, I would have liked a smidge lower on the front here, so I wouldn't call that perfect. 1.8 kilos, 1.82 kilos, so about 4 pounds. Chunky, it's a little bit of a chunky keyboard. Nothing out of the realm of super, super weighty, but William, I think you did a great job with the just internal structure, making this sound as full as possible, which is something, you're right, should be commended, like Tommy said. I hope you guys really, really enjoyed this board. I know I did. I think this looks great. I'm hoping that the team at RAE, William, can also just make this as smooth as possible. Sale, I think the group buy sale starts, I don't think there's an exact date. I couldn't even find it in the Discord, but I believe sometime in, December? The first 2 weeks of December. Perfect. So I'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye, everybody. See ya.